Hi guys, welcome to Unbox Anything. Today we'll be doing the Vases. So we'll be doing the Samsung, sorry, not Samsung, the Sony 7 in black plus, and we've got the Z5 Premium. This is the e6853 model, and yeah, okay. So this one came out 2015. This one last year. Okay, so both nearly the same years, which is great. So the competition will be quite good enough to to check out. So here you've got the iPhone 7 Plus, obviously, and we'll just take a look at the back. So we'll start comparing the back. So of course the back, this one I've had for 8 months, this one I've had for a year now, nearly a year. No, not nearly a year, a few months actually, because I bought it a few months after it had been released. But yeah, you can see that both phones have actually been in cases, so this is the disappointing part. So this Z5 has clearly failed at exterior has failed, because look at that. So what they did, for some reason, Sony, they decided that they should make the back of the phone actually glass, plastic. It's not glass, it's like plastic glass. It's weird. So they thought that was actually gonna be a good idea, but it turns out from my experience that it's smashed. And I've had this phone replaced 3 times in the last 2 years, and I did a review about the amount of times I've had it replaced and stuff like that. You can check it out on my page. But anyway, so this smashed 3 times now. I've had it smashed 3 times, and the little parts of the screen are smashed before, but not this phone obviously. It was the other phone that I had replaced, and then I got another one, and I've got this one. So yeah, the back is clearly, the exterior of this phone is terrible, the Sony Z5, whereas you've got on the iPhone, you've got your lovely whatever material they use. Is quite hard, bro, so you're never gonna have your back cracked or anything. I mean, I've never found someone with a cracked but obviously that was with the i4. You know, the i4, the back, they made it plastic, glass plastic or whatever it was, and you used to find people. So iPhone learned from that. Well, Sony didn't. So if Sony actually did, should have actually had, if they didn't make this glass or whatever this material is, it's like a plastic anyway, we'll just go with plastic, then that wouldn't have happened. So iPhone learned from that, from the iPhone 4, and they never made that mistake again. So yeah, exterior wise, I would go with the iPhone 7, because I mean, look at this phone, the Z5 obviously. Here we go, the Z5 I've had it replaced just 8 months, obviously the same amount, around the same time I got this one. But when they replaced, they gave me a new one. Not that they didn't repair the old one, they just gave me a new one, and look at how damaged it is. I mean, it's got marks everywhere. Seriously, the exterior of the Z5 is terrible. It's terrible. I'm just gonna put that out there. Whereas on this beautiful iPhone 7 Plus in black, I mean, look at that. Obviously this is also a good black because it's a matte black, whereas if it was a jet black, that could have been a different story. So exterior wise, I would go with the iPhone. So the screen, obviously, let's check out the screen. 1 second. So the screen is, the Z5 kind of has a bigger screen, just a tiny bit, because it spreads out a bit, it's a bit wider than the iPhone, but it's a really close match. So screen wise, the Z5 is a bit bigger. And also brightness, as you'll see, we just make sure the brightness is high. So the brightness is on max on both phones. I'll just go ahead and unlock this phone, and we'll see the brightness more clearly. So here we go. As guys, you will see the brightness is quite close. I'm gonna go with, in terms of brightness, I'm gonna go with the iPhone 7, because you can see that it's so too bright, whereas, oops, you can see that it's so too bright, whereas on this one you can nearly see all the apps clearly, whereas this one, some apps are standing out too bright. So it's a close match though, I'm gonna be honest. So they're both really bright phones, that's the truth. Yeah, they're both really bright phones, so I'm not gonna say it's not a tight competition. But the iPhone is obviously brighter, because if you remember when they also released this iPhone 5, I mean iPhone 7 Plus, they did say that they had increased the brightness by 25%. So yeah, it's really bright. Yeah, so in terms of brightness, this obviously wins the iPhone 7. Okay, so I just want to take the phones both off and then see how long it takes them to go off. I've actually not done this. Okay, here we go. Both phones are turning off. Oh god, the iPhone's already off, guys. I mean, that was rapid. It's already off, and our Sony Z5 is still loading, still trying to go off. So that's an issue, guys. I actually have to be honest, sometimes I have to wait for it. So yeah, it's finally off. Sometimes it actually takes longer than that, the Z5, but yeah, I'm glad this time it didn't take time. So we'll go ahead and turn both phones on. Okay, see which one goes on faster. Come on, iPhone's on. What is going on? Okay, the Z5, God knows what it's doing. Okay, finally came on. Here we go, guys. So obviously I suppose the iPhone's gonna win, obviously, because it went on faster, whereas this one I had to brace a bit more. So yeah, the iPhone's already on. Just wait for the Sony Xperia Z5. Anytime now Z5, anytime now Z5. So I really have nothing against the Z5. It's just the exterior really annoys me, obviously, and I've also had a lot of hardware issues, whereas with the iPhone 7 I've not had that. So I just wanted to mention that because I can't show you hardware issues because they're actually inside the phone and I'm not going to open the phones up, but that's something to give you a heads up. So hardware issues on this Z5 are so many hardware issues on this phone. I've not had any hardware issue on the iPhone or even a software issue. I've also had software issues on this bad boy here, the Z5. Not had. So far really it's iPhone's taking this really well. It's really doing great. Oh god, seriously, the phone's just still getting on. So yeah, here we go, finally it's on. Wow, it nearly took a minute actually, because I've been talking for nearly a minute before it. There we go, anytime now. There we go, it's finally on, guys, thank god. So yeah, you can see that it takes a bit longer to come on. Actually, it does take a bit longer compared to even the Samsung phones. It's really one of those, I don't know, they should improve the technology. So I'll go ahead and unlock the iPhone and we'll take a look inside the phone. Okay, so here we are. Okay, in terms of actually using the phone and opening the apps and stuff like that, I have to be honest that the iPhone's better. The iPhone's a lot better. You know why? Because the iPhone never drags. If you have a dragging iPhone, you can take it back, get a new one replaced. Obviously, if they check it's a software issue, not a hardware, you can get a new one replaced. If you ask nicely, to be fair, I always had mine replaced if there was a software issue and realized it was actually there and they had proof. So, because sometimes you have to record it from a different phone so that to show them that it's an issue. Sony, you don't get that, so they don't repair your phone unless it's got a hardware. No, well, yeah, they only repaired mine when it had a hardware issue inside the phone. So obviously they don't repair any external, and it's hard to get in contact with them. I mean, they don't have a store in town where I can visit, so there is that as well. Just keep that in mind, that it will be hard for you to contact them when you have to repair your phone. You actually have to send it to them, whereas this phone, if I were to repair it, I just pull up on Apple Mac and just give them the phone and say, hey guys, can you repair my phone? Then they will tell you, okay, we'll have an appointment, blah blah blah. You get the appointment date and then you show up, the phone gets repaired, everyone's happy. You don't get that with the Z5. I just like to point those out, so you obviously keep those in mind in case you're thinking of getting which phone, so you know which one's easier to replace or to repair in case something bad happened. So we'll just go ahead and open a few, popular apps. So obviously I can open I will try to open the Netflix. So in terms of accessing the phone, the iPhone is also a lot better. Obviously with this one, with the Z5, you've got buttons here and there and there. But the thing as well, of course, it's already showed, when the phone's got like a white background, you can't see anything, can you? So if you're quite new to the phone, I would advise you not to get anything like a white background, because you won't see the keys or anything, and they don't make sense. Literally, apparently that's supposed to be home. One second, guys. That's supposed to be home, but it doesn't look like home, okay? It just looks like a random shape made up, okay? Really, come on. And then this one's supposed to be recent apps. One second. Recent open apps, so you can see them, but it doesn't show anything, so it's just like a square, because normally recent open apps is a square, then another square to show you how like different squares are loaded and stuff, to give you an idea of what it is. Whereas this one, obviously that's the back, that kind of makes sense. The back kind of makes sense because it's like facing backwards. But yeah, it's really hard to get used to. If you're from other phones, you eventually get used to it, but just keep in mind that will take time, maybe a week. And you might find it frustrating and feel like you're using a completely different Android phone. But in terms of Android phone, if you compare the Z5 with other Android phones, actually, obviously, I know I'm going off topic, it's a really good system. Their Android is really great. I don't know if there's a different Android they use, but yeah, it's there. Whatever Android they're using is good. Okay, we'll go ahead and open Netflix, see which one opens faster. Yeah, the iPhone's on, and Sony, oh, and come on. Okay, so I can't play anything because of copyright stuff, but yeah, just wanted to give you an idea. Obviously, sometimes the phone does drag. whereas on the iPhone you don't get that. The Z5 will drag almost. Seriously, it's like today I'm against the Z5, but really it's, I'm just being genuine. So the Z5 always drags and stuff. It's quite annoying if I'm being honest. Yeah, and it does always drag. So you could be watching a video and there's another app open and that will slow the Z5 down, because even though it's got 3 RAM memory, it still slows down and it's really annoying. The iPhone, obviously, you don't get that. You know, you always get the slickness where everything moves as you're moving, none of that dragging and anything, which is great. So, app usage, I will obviously pick the iPhone over the Z5, because what also happens is that it's easy for it to pick up. I mean, the iPhone, it's easy for it to open. The apps open faster on the iPhone, which is great. So, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that price wise. So let's talk about the prices. This one's going for 700, a brand new one, nearly 700, something like that. And whereas on this one, the Sony Z5 is around 300, so it's really cheap. And they kind of close. If you don't care about slickness and exterior and stuff like that, you can always get the Z5. But if you care about that and you want perfection, then get yourself an iPhone 7 Plus. Obviously, now I would like to open YouTube just to show you the sound. So now let's talk about sound. On the iPhone they did make the sound better, so apparently it does work. I've tried it. So when you're using your iPhone and you're listening to, let's say, a video, I'll come here and actually open up a video for you on YouTube. Don't worry, I'll compare the other one as well. So I'll come here and play you a video. These are some of the videos my sister watches. I like using them as examples because they're bright and the colors stand out, so you can see really the quality of the video. Here we go. So we just click on any of these. This one, let's see.
Tomorrow's toys.
So I just increase the brightness. I just put HD so you get the idea of the sound. And there we go. So what I want to point out is that when you move your iPhone like this, the speakers go stereo apparently, so the speakers sound a lot better. And when you have it like this, they go back to being like this, if you understand what I mean. So when you spread it out like this, it's the stereo stands out better. So what I'm trying to say is that they made the iPhone 7 Plus, if you've obviously had the review about it before, in a way that where if you move it like this, so the speakers move in a way that's straight. So if you listen to it like this, the sound will come out straight, and then when you listen to it like this, the sound will come out sideways. So it's a good skill, because what happens before, when you used to listen to thingy, you would be listening like this, and then a sound will come out the same way and it will sound really weird. But the iPhone, they did it in a way where you can listen to it this way and then the sound will come out differently, because obviously you've changed the phone. There's no point of sound coming out as the way your phone was like this, which is smart. Whereas obviously the Z5 doesn't have that. So when you listen to sound, it's really hard to compare on here when you're actually doing the review, because the sound really doesn't change, because it's from the camera and the camera doesn't recognize that to bring it to you properly. But if you do it in person, you realize that it's different sound. But obviously sound quality wise, this phone has really excellent sound quality. And if you remember when the Sonys first came out, the best thing that they were really good at was the sound, and they've actually kept that. So if you listen to music on this phone, it's a lot better than the iPhone. That's the truth. And music is a lot louder on this phone as well. So when it comes to sound and music and stuff, the Sony Z5 really goes in. Again, sound is not something you're gonna really listen to properly on here, if you understand what I mean. So it won't be one of those things that I can play here and you'll understand, and it basically doesn't come out properly on the camera. But in real life, as I've listened to it, I just want you to take my word for it that the sound's a lot better on the Z5. It's just that the iPhone can let you play sound differently if you play in different angles. So if you're playing in this angle, the sound will come out separate, as it would spread out somehow in a weird way, and then when you're playing it like this, the sound will come out like that, if you understand what I mean. It's really complicated, but I hope you understand it. Okay, now I'm just gonna compare the quality of the videos. So I just need to find this same video and play it on here, and then we compare the quality. So I obviously know who's gonna win because I've had both phones for some time now, but I just want you to see it for yourself. Okay, so I'll make sure that the brightness is full there, as you can see. So we get full brightness, and then on this bad guy as well, we need full brightness. There we go. So let's just play on full here. Okay, now already, just as the phones are paused, you can see a massive difference. Now remember, these both phones are on full brightness, but if you look, if you look at the brightness on the iPhone, which is at the top, it's different from the one at the bottom. So this one is a bit darker, and this is actually going to affect the way videos show. Let's go ahead and play this one. Now you can already see, you can see that this color is completely different. With this color, there's a lot of brightness there, whereas this one's a bit dull and stuff. It looks like it's in black and white, and this one looks more colorish, and this one looks a bit darker. So the Jasmine, Princess Jasmine, looks a little weirder, not weirder, but differently compared to there. And if you compare which one would be better for you, I mean, obviously take a look which quality is better. I'll just pause it. Yeah, you can see for yourself really that the iPhone is a lot better quality. This one has the black and white thing going on here, where the colors are dull, really dull, whereas this one, the colors are standing out and sticking out right in your face, and you can see that the colors are, you know, you want the color, you don't want this black and white stuff. So video wise, as you've just seen yourself, I would go for the iPhone 7 Plus. So yeah guys, I've tried to cover nearly everything that I could in the short time I have, and yeah, both phones are really great. And if you have any of these phones, you know, it's a great phone to show to your friends. Both phones are great, but as you know, you can see the iPhone's is a better phone basically. But I would say that the other thing that the Sony Xperia probably beats the iPhone on, there are only a few things actually, because today the Sony Z5 has been owned by iPhone, but this is some things that they beat these guys on, is that their buttons are, oh sorry, this is not good for them. So also the bad thing about Z5 actually, sorry, I got it mixed up, is that, you know, the buttons are spread in weird ways. Now I appreciate them trying to be different, but it's just that if you put buttons all around and make them weird, because now their volume is there and then this is there and the camera is there. I appreciate them having a camera button, that's great, so you can just press that and you know, you go in camera, which is great, but it's not really going to help actually. Talking about camera, so it's not great that they have buttons in random places. So how many phones you know have buttons or volume and up there? It's not really good to be too different, if you understand what I mean. So I don't like that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take some pictures. So I just want to show you that right there. So whichever phone really matches that quality, as you can see there, then whichever phone it is a better, it's got a better camera. So we just go ahead here. There is our camera, this is our iPhone camera. So again, I know who's going to win. So guys, straight away you can see the iPhone 7 camera is a lot better. Why? Because the light, the brightness is nearly as you can see it from this camera, because this camera that I'm using now is a professional camera, so the quality is really professional, to be fair. So you can see that it matches nearly that, whereas with our 4K camera, it's supposed to be a 4K phone, actually fast 4K camera phone. You can see that it's got that bluish, and it does make the case too dark to the point that you don't see that detail, you know, the white stuff, you see tiny white bits, you don't see them, whereas here you will see them. Okay, so the camera wise, I don't even have to talk about this really too much. Camera wise, iPhone 7 owns it. Even in video, the iPhone 7 video is a lot better than the Z5. So I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're thinking of getting the Z5 and you're not worried because of the price, and you actually, you know, have your cash and you know you want to get the best phone, whichever is better, then I suppose you should get the iPhone 7 really. No offense to the Z5, but if you prefer a cheaper, better phone, then the Sony is a better phone, and it will probably be good enough for its price. I think for its price is a great phone, okay? This Z5 is, for its price, it's a really great phone, okay? It should be more expensive than that, more expensive than the 300, but it's not. iPhone's a better phone, so I hope that you enjoyed this review really, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment and I'll be able to answer any question you may have on the phone, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.